This Crestwood Cadet Coach Conversation brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service. We're with head coach Justin Denner. And Justin, you went over to Waukon last Friday night, competitive ball game, but the Indians ended up scoring twice in the second half to get you 34-20. After looking at the film from that game, what were the takeaways?
Yeah, I was, obviously it took us a while to dry out, after all the rain and so forth and playing through that. But, talked to the guys on Monday, I was very pleased with, essentially we're starting to develop some mental resolve. Waukon scored first possession, 4 or 5 plays, kind of really ran through us like, knife through butter. And it kind of had that feeling of, oh crap, here we go again. And then our guys were able to respond right away. And then Waukon responded right away and scored again. And then our guys responded again fast, and so, that was something that really hadn't happened, the first couple of weeks. We fell behind 7. The next thing you know, we're down 20-0 at half or 27-0. And our guys hadn't responded, so we were able to get our, legs underneath us right away and, get some counter punches in and, really pleased with that. Ultimately it was one of those deals. The second half, we didn't have the ball. Waukon did an outstanding job playing keep away, had a nice, well executed pooch onside kick to get the ball right away to start the third quarter. We were able to stop that. We had some, mishaps on, on the offensive side that we weren't really able to get our footing going there. And our defense held out as long as it could. And then, by the time at the end it was, they doubled us up on plays, offense, defense. And, we've, learned throughout the course of the weekend that that's never a winning recipe. And, so, kudos to them. And, we just have to shore up some things in the second half there and to give ourselves a better shot.
Of the things that you can control, how can you do a better job of making sure your defense gets off the field when it has the opportunity to do so?
Yeah, a lot of things with, our defensive side of things was, some guys not doing their, technique the best that was supposed to be done. And, when we, they run, the same play back to back or, something of the same version of a play. One play we stop it for 2 yards. The next play we don't run or we don't do our technique or one guy doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And the next thing they're getting 8 and, it's a first down. And, so that is a couple of things, defensive wise that we got to do a better job with, offensively. We, I think started off the second half, we fumbled the first snap, which rain is what it is, but, that put us back, 2nd and 18. And that's not ever a situation, especially with the weather the way it was, that it's going to be easy to, convert those things. And so, offensively, we got to do a better job executing on first down to get ourselves some second and medium, second and shorts to continue and sustain drives. And, we did a good job of that in the first half, I felt, but the second half is where we kind of, we're a little bit lackluster in that part. And that's why, we weren't able to sustain drives there that second half.
Knowing the fact that Mother Nature presented challenges and it wasn't an advantage-disadvantage thing because both teams had to play in those challenges, but do you assess a game a little differently with the challenges the weather brought?
Yeah, I think, a lot of the stuff, it comes to it, with the weather, I feel it's more of a mental aspect than it is a physical. Obviously there's physical things that come into it. Both teams, I think there was maybe 10 passes thrown the entire game. And that based off of, how things were going, earlier in the year for both teams. That was not something I had on the bingo card coming into it. So obviously the weather, I think, impacted, play calls on both sides of the ball. Both offensive guys, I think, were dealing with that. But, essentially a lot of it comes down to mental stuff, and, can we trust the footwork? We had way too many missed tackles. And I think it, came down to the subconscious aspect of we didn't trust our feet, take the extra step or two that we needed to, afraid of being, slipping. And so then we started lunging and started kind of diving and trying to do arm tackle stuff and not bringing our feet with it. And, those things play a role, but, like you said, both teams had to do it. And it's one of those things where, mentally, I felt we handled a lot of things really well. We just weren't good enough yet. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but it also means, it's stuff we can work on.
Specifically related to tackling, how do you work on getting better on that in practice? Because obviously you need to work on it, but at the same time, you don't want to beat your own team too badly. Where's that happy medium?
Yeah, a lot of it, is focusing really on pad level and footwork. And a lot of people, don't really understand that tackling is done with your feet. It's not done with, it's not done with the shoulder. It's not done with the arms or whatever. Obviously, pad level is huge. And so we worked on that. Attacking hips and so forth. There, not attacking high. But if your feet aren't in a good position to make a tackle, you're not going to make one. And so it's about focusing on the footwork and getting our guys in the right spot feet wise. So a lot of our things that we've been working on this week, open field stuff, getting guys work with their partner, work with the other guy in the field, with their feet to get them going one way, and then the other guy trusting in the fact that his partner is going to bring them to him. And so a lot of that stuff's there, and you don't really need a bunch of contact for that. But then also, as we get close to it, then, emphasizing, okay, hey, where are we finishing here? Where's the pad level? Are we hitting, kind of the rib cage and below type of a deal? And, just get a quick little thud, there, and you can do a lot of wonders, in that regards.
And this week, you make a road trip over to Osage. They suffered their first district loss last week to North Fayette Valley. What are you expecting out of the Green Devils in the Highway 9 rivalry?
Yeah, they're an outstanding team. They've been a great program, these last 5-10 years or so. Obviously we were in their district last couple of years, and they've been 2-time defending district champs. And so they got a great quarterback, great set of skill guys, and I feel they're going to be ready to go. I don't know if they were anticipating, I guess, losing to North Fayette, but we get to deal with North Fayette beating someone again, and we get to come and handle that again. And so they're a great team, great program. They got a physical line up front. That's where we've struggled with them the last couple of years, was up front. The last 2 years we haven't done anything on the offensive or defensive line really, and they've kind of had their way with us. So we've got a beast out up front. Knutson and Street are great, quarterback wide receiver tandem, and so forth. And so our D-backs and skill guys are going to be challenged there, and it's going to be hopefully it's a great game for us. I think the weather will be good, and so forth there, and I'm excited to see our guys tangle with another really, really tough opponent.
All right, Coach, hopefully you can get back on the winning track. Keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck.
Yep, thanks. Go Cadets.
Justin Denner, head coach of the Crestwood Cadets, brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service.